Alright, so we got you back in the house. You got a first round knockout. And then I'm searching on Facebook and I see that you already got a main event for a title setup.
Yeah, dude. I kind of already had the fight planned.
Yeah,
Um,
got a surprise for us. So,
yeah,
Killing
yeah.
Promotions, Havre, Montana.
Illegal. Yeah, it's
Okay.
another Montana fight. Good. I like fighting in Montana, dude. And every opportunity I get, I'm not gonna say no.
Absolutely, and it seems like we try to pop them off every month,
Yeah, Montana's great for
for fighting.
hosting shows, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Um,
Are you ready for that fight?
yeah.
Like, this is MMA, or are they gonna try to like change it up, do bare knuckle again for you?
No, it's MMA.
MMA.
Um, I I would normally say no to MMA. The only reason I said yes to this one
Yeah.
is the cause that Wesley Kill Eagle um, fights for, what he puts on the shows for.
Yeah. No, it seems like he's always seems like a really great guy. I've not met him personally yet. I'd love to. He's kind of like a promotion that kind of came up after I stopped fighting, so I really didn't get to fight for him or get to do any business with him in that kind of aspect. But it seems like
Yeah,
most of his stuff is for a cause. Kind of like the fusion. How they kind of have the fight for the cause type of thing every fight. I like that.
yeah.
It's been something that's always stuck with me. Um,
That's a reason I've stuck with Fusion Fight League for so long.
yep.
Was because almost every event went to supporting somebody within the community, whether it was somebody that was sick, somebody that fell on a hard time, somebody's house that burnt down.
Yeah.
There was always something to fight for in that, I mean, it was always good. What Wesley Kill Eagle does is, I believe, the 100% of the profit he makes off the shows goes to the childhood cancer research. So, I mean, you
He
can't.
stays afloat. Like
Well, I mean,
the cage.
I bet he gets his money back, and then obviously sponsors, But everything that he puts out, he gets back, but all profit goes to childhood cancer research. I mean, and his daughter
Mm-hmm.
has cancer. I mean, that's pretty much what started
That makes sense.
his fight for the cause.
Yeah, no, that's really cool. I never knew any backstory on him. I've seen he's been on the Weekly Bust a few times. I just haven't been able to take the time to sit down and watch a whole episode of it just yet. And him
Yeah.
specifically.
Um, he comes over to Seattle frequently for the cancer center over there for his daughter.
Okay.
And the Seahawks, um, or not the Seahawks, the Seattle Mariners, because he's a ticket holder or season ticket holders at the Seattle Mariners. And they're actually getting ready to do a little thing at one of the shows on the Jumbotron to tell his daughter's story. Whatnot.
That would be neat.
It's
That's
pretty
really neat.
awesome.
Yeah, that is. When
It's
people
making
come together,
noise.
no matter what sport it is, and we're always just trying to do this for a good reason, that makes a big difference. It really does. Whether it's baseball or MMA or bare knuckle or just any type of fight or sporting event. Period. I like to see
Right.
that camaraderie of people getting back together and doing it for a cause. It makes sense. So how's the eye? It looks good.
Uh, yeah, no, it's actually gotten a lot better. Uh, and I mean, it was just a little cut,
Yeah.
and I mean, it was bleeding. So when the doc super glued it shut because it wasn't really anything bad.
Well, that's good.
Uh, but when he super glued it, it wasn't coming out, so it created a big pocket.
Okay, yeah, you gotta open them up.
Um, and then throughout the night, it like kind of dispersed. The next day, it wasn't too bad. That second morning, though, it was like really black, swollen. Uh, I mean, I just had like a little slit that I could see out of, and I still had to drive 11 hours home at that point.
I
So,
remember those days.
yeah, I was driving one-eyed pretty much.
That's why I'm more of a fan of the stitches, just for the certain case. Hey, cheers to you, brother.
Yeah, no,
Cheers out today.
I got to win. Drinking this first week. I mean, I've only had a few beers this whole week. I mean,
And gotta have a little bit of
probably,
moderation after that. Put on
yeah,
the
no,
weight.
probably. I've had probably maybe a six pack through this whole week. The fight night though, I did get drunk fight night.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Um,
Don't blame me there.
that's yeah, I definitely had to celebrate.
Yeah, it's celebrating. It's being with all the other fighters. You know, I mean, it's hard not to at least have a few and enjoy the night. You know, you put in a lot of hard work. Now it's time to get back into camp. It sounds like you're gonna have to go right back into camp.
Yeah.
When's this next? When is this Delaney Lemire fight?
So this fight for Kill Eagle, um, right now we're kind of on a standstill, but it's supposed to happen July 8th.
Okay.
Um, but I've kind of run into a little bit of legalities um, with it.
Fight with commission.
So we're trying to figure some stuff out with commission and whatnot there. If we can't get commission shit figured out, I'm not going to be able to fight on the card, uh, which would suck. But we'll definitely get it figured out, and I'll definitely make it happen eventually at some point to make
It's
a
been
fight for
it's
him.
been a big transition for Montana is bringing on a commission because we're used to just doing them. You know, we'd call them pro,
Yeah,
just roll them out. We do 2 or 3 of those a night, and there'd never be a commission involved. You know, and then I would, like me personally, I would try to go co-sign like a fight in California, and then I would hear from the California Commission Board that because I did a fight in Montana, I was on a 3 month suspension, and and that always screwed me up because
right.
I loved fighting in Montana, I would love doing it, but they would sanction us, and I remember the very first card that ended up happening in Billings for the BKFC, everybody got suspended off that card.
Yeah, see, and that's yeah, dude. I was one of those ones that got suspended, the one in Billings. Yeah, for 60 days, and that's kind of the same thing I'm looking at now. Is if I fight on an unsanctioned card in Billings, I'm going to be suspended from other fights where I have other fights planned
Yeah.
or expecting a fight to be coming real soon from other promotions. I can't risk the suspension.
No, absolutely not.
Uh, so, I mean, we're trying to get commission in place to get it figured out. But no matter what, if I can't make this fight
Yep.
happen, we will end up getting a commission at some point, and I will fight for Wesley just because of the cause.
Yeah.
Um,
And it's tough because
yeah, now,
it comes to the promoter. The promoter has to like try to organize these commission guys, at least get one of them down here. And like conflictions of timing,
yeah,
and them trying to because them coming up here now has put a big pause on their lifestyle because they're normally in a set mode where they're going to put on this fight, this fight, this fight, and then they got to make a whole trip in a whole different state. So it's tough. I get
yeah,
it.
yeah, and especially like the top of the other side of the state
Yeah. Yeah.
because and they're at the bottom too because I believe the commission's out of Cheyenne, so they have to drive from the bottom of one state through that whole state to the top of the state above it.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah,
You know.
because they'd have to go all the way to Havre. So
Yeah, because I remember I think the first commission board that I saw come into Fusion was from Wichita, which
yeah,
coming from Kansas, and that was like our first entry into bringing a commission up here, which I'm familiar with them. I went down to the Wichita, Kansas BKFC that they had down there, and got to meet the commission guys down there and stuff. And it sounded like that, that's kind of like their goals to help us out in Montana. And then, other states are starting to jump on board finally, so that'll be helpful. Now, with doing
Yeah.
here, when you saw that come up, what weight class did they offer it to you
Um, they just offered. So I went back the other day, and it was pretty much just the offer to fight Delane. Uh, the weight class wasn't really mentioned, so I assumed at 145 since I just fought at 145.
in? Yeah.
Uh, kind of figured it would kind of be like that. But apparently it was at 155, which I'm still cool with. I mean, I normally walk around between like 145 and 152 as it is, so 155 isn't really much. I mean, I definitely be gaining weight to fight
Yeah.
Delane, but I mean that's cool with me. I ain't afraid of 10 pounds.
I mean,
In MMA, I mean, yeah, it does kind of suck,
it
but
does for the ground concept of it all, and
yeah,
concept he can weigh down on you, use that extra weight to keep his posture, to keep his movement, and he's a veteran.
yeah, I would literally just try. Yeah, no, he definitely is. I would just definitely try my hardest to stay up on my feet. If not, dude, I mean,
Yep.
I can still hit hard from the bottom, dude.
Yeah.
So watch out.
Yep.
I mean,
Now the only
I
thing I
can
saw in
definitely
your last fight that I was kind of curious about is your hands down the whole time. I was like, are you using that to lead
get.
him in or what?
Yes, yes, and yeah. So I do it to lure
Yep.
them in. Um, but after like the first 30, 35 seconds, um, he was backing away from me the majority of that, dude. So it was really just a taunt, um, and I felt comfortable with it. So
You got extremely
it was a
lucky
little
on just landing those first few and making him curl. Like he instantly started curling up. He didn't want the power.
right. I mean, that's well, right off the get-go. And I mean, this is no disrespect to him at all. I
Yeah,
mean,
no, no, no.
like me and him were literally just talking just a little bit ago. So, but yeah, no, I threw that jab right off the very beginning when the very first punches we both threw, he threw, and I like just kind of stepped out to the side a little bit and just checked, and like I threw a little check jab at him and split him open.
Yep.
Like, I mean, instantly right at that point, and I was like, yo, dude, I already got you leaking. And at that point, I was just walking him down. I don't know if it like discouraged him, which I don't want to say I did.
Yeah.
Um, but I mean, I hit him pretty hard that very first one. And then I hit him with a good left, right, or a 1-2, like instantly following that. And there were hard punches. And I don't know, I could see it in his eyes that if I put pressure on him, it'd probably be done.
Yeah. As soon as I saw him curling, I was like, oh no, this is gonna be a really short fight. He's gonna take some brutal shots, and he's gonna look for a way out. The curling is always it's a telltale sign every time.
And some people do it though. There's a kid in my gym, and he'll do it too. He'll curdle up. He'll give you like 5, 6 shots on him, bro, and then he just boom explodes on you.
Yeah,
Comes
you
up,
do that with the
pops up,
claws.
hit you with like a 2, 3 piece, and then we'll cuddle right back up, give you a few more shots, and then boom, he hits you again.
Yep.
He just there are some people that do that. And Coda did do it. Hit him about 4 or 5 times, and he come up with the overhand right, and that's what actually got me.
Yeah.
Uh, and that's what made me step back from him for a minute, and then I went in, hunted him down a little bit, and that's when I put my head down in on him. Got a couple body shots, and then I got my first knockdown like right after that. Uh, yeah, no, he got me a good one.
Yeah, yeah, it was
I
a decent,
definitely,
decent shot. I
yeah, no,
think
I
it was
definitely
really,
felt it. It made me step back and think about it. I was like, oh shit.
I think it was really like
I
the only
take it
shot he
easy.
really landed, though, right?
Yeah. I don't. He did give me another one. I mean, there's a picture I seen. I can't seem to find it again, but there was a picture
Yeah.
um, that was taken by one of the BKFC photographers that got him. I mean, I was going for a jab to the stomach, to the body, and he tagged me. I mean, you
He's
can
had
see it
longer
plainly.
arms. I
Oh,
think
I
he
did.
does.
I have way.
No,
There's
he
another
had
picture
longer
too.
arms, but like the way that you guys were positioned, and I thought, when I looked at the picture, his reach had just extended, at a length, just perfect timing wise to connect with that one. Like, as soon as I saw it, I was like, it made it look like a really long arm. It just did. But you were just half, your arm was still like in a half throw motion, so the way that it looked was crazy. Like he had the reach, and we both know, like, and we talked about it before your fight that you actually have longer reach than him, And I spoke to him
Yeah.
about it too. Like his reach is so short for like the way his body looks. It's hilarious
Right.
that he
Yeah.
looks
No. And I was
just
hanging out with him, and his arms really didn't look that short. Like looking at him in
yeah
person,
yeah you can't tell,
his arms really don't look that short.
not at all.
But they were. There's another picture where
Yep.
I got a snapshot of it off of watching the fight, and I like slowed it down. I'm reaching out with my jab, and I stop it like right when my fist hits his nose, and he's also reaching out too. And it seriously looks like there's like my arm's like a foot longer than his.
Yep.
I mean,
It did too. Like when I was watching just the video, it looked like he had long reach, and I was trying to tell everybody in the room, I'm like, no, he actually doesn't, because like I'm around everybody
yeah,
else, and we're all just trying to break it all down. This is just how we do it, and it was just the way it looks, it was kind of funny because when I watched his first fight too, it made it look like he had reach, and then come
yeah,
to find out he really just didn't. So what's up with
yeah. I was
Puerto
actually
Rico?
surprised. Um, the Puerto Rico is a camp I'm gonna go down do with Elvin Burrito. Um,
Cool.
it's just another step, dude, that I'm trying to take to further
Yep.
my knowledge. And I like Elvin Brito's style. He's aggressive like me. Uh, I'm trying to slow down and be a little bit more technical. And I think he's got a style that's going to fit my style, um, and bring out just a little bit more technique that I need,
Yeah. No, that's good.
you know. And
That's good thinking, man. If you're really gonna take
um,
this shit serious, you gotta take the camps, more serious and just get the hell out of, you know. Sometimes you just gotta get the hell out of the state that you're in, you know.
yeah, well, I mean, I moved to this state, so here I've got quite a bit of gyms around me, but the gyms that I'm in, they all have like boxing experience. None of them really have like the
Fair enough.
long time like bare knuckle experience. I'm their first bare knuckle guy.
Yeah.
Uh, and I don't know, there's just a few things I feel like that Brito knows that he could teach me about bare knuckle. Uh, like another one I would like to do a camp with would be Sean George, you know. That'd be cool, but I don't think I'm gonna do a UK trip here for a while. If I go, if I actually go fight, if I get a fight in the UK, I would go over there in advance and hopefully do a camp with Sean George.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. That'd be a great gym to be in. And same with
Yeah,
Puerto Rico. I mean, his camp down there is intense. That's why like a lot of guys are starting to make the transition. The Paul brothers, they both went over to Puerto Rico. They got they
yeah,
got their gym down there that they're working with. It seems like it's just kind of a good setup, and it's still United States, so it's not like you have to pull a crazy passport and go
right,
through all
yeah.
the loopholes to get there. And it's
Yeah,
cheap.
no, I just need my ID.
Yep.
I don't even need a passport. I just need my star card, bro.
Yep. Jump on the plane and get down there.
Yeah,
That'll be good for you to get that advancement. Just to come out of a camp where you're 100% ready and they'll start feeding you some more sharks. You know, right now you're at a point where they were just trying to get you to establish yourself back on a good winning platform. you know. But they're gonna feed you sharks
Yeah.
soon, you know it, and like my thing, and you were there, and you're a fighter that was around Dave Feldman and around the rest of the BKFC group. How did they feel about the whole show? Do they feel like they're coming back?
To Montana.
Yeah,
Uh, the only thing I heard about anything something like that, dude, was fucking uh locker room talk, pretty much.
yeah,
Uh, but yeah, that they weren't coming back, but that was one person
yeah.
out of everybody I seen all weekend, dude. I didn't get the feel. I mean, the belt's in Montana. Whether Kai won it or Louis won it. Uh, yeah, Kai's probably wanting to go outside Montana, fight outside Montana,
I
but
don't blame them. Yeah,
he he makes good money there off ticket sales, freaking.
yep. He sells tickets.
Yeah, and I know he loves fighting in front of his hometown.
Oh,
So
absolutely.
why? They probably might have to come back to Montana.
Hope so.
I don't know if they want. They might not want to, but they're probably gonna have to for at least one more show.
Yeah. And it was kind of like the thing that I saw in the whole setup was, all right, Joe Riggs is advancing himself out of Montana. He's going to go back to Arizona. I knew that because I mean, he showed up to my house. He bought another puppy from me, the second puppy that I've sold him, and at that moment, that's when he told me. This is before it ever got out. And people were talking about it that he was going to go back to Arizona. So then, like, a lot of things came to my mind. Like, okay, so he fills half the card on the BKFC cards. It really does. His gym does. You know,
Yeah, yeah, no, 100%. This
but
last fight, he just had 4 guys on there.
yeah, 4 or 5 guys. It was like insane to see how many guys he puts on a card. To help them with
Yeah,
not having to worry about making people travel up here and stuff like that. Now, one thing BK's got to look at, and they do bring people from out of state. We're not super expensive to fly to. We're not like a destination point of like Florida, or you know what I mean. And they put a lot of fights on in Florida, and they bring people from all over, and those are expensive tickets. So I'm kind of hoping that kind of discresses, a certain budget concept in their brain that, yeah, of course we can put on another show, in Montana. We sell out. That Four Seasons Arena was packed full. I know it doesn't carry as many people as, let's say, like some of their Florida cards or miscellaneous like Colorado, you know, but
right.
we're still filling seats. We're filling tables.
Yeah. What does the Four Seasons hold? It holds like 4,000 people, 4,500 people or something like that. I mean,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's a crazy amount of tickets they sold,
yeah.
and at a good spectrum of price range too. I mean, they had tickets from this
I
group
should
to
have,
this group to this group.
I should have got a link, dude, to sell tickets. I mean, I actually sold quite a bit that people just got online and ordered instead of like going through me because I was like, ah, fuck it.
Good,
I did try to tell a couple of them to hit up Kai, so at least they were going through a
a fighter.
fighter, and the fighter was making money on it. But
Good.
I know a couple people that did not.
Yeah.
They just used the website.
And that's one thing I hope that like more fighters kind of catch on to is the ticket sales are like your extra income. That's your extra like sponsorship of yourself. Getting out there
Right,
hustling the tickets, getting those sold. Put some money back in your pocket. Just don't make it where the venue's gonna make all the money on it because they're already making
right.
money and they ain't doing nothing but
I
opening
mean,
doors.
me fighting there is like me coming in, like pretty much me flying in. I mean, I drive in, but
Yeah,
uh, that's like me freaking. I can't sell tickets there. I mean, I could. I mean, I do have fans there, but I can't like be there to actually sell tickets.
yeah.
And everybody I do know can get them locally, from actually Montana fighters.
It's harder, right? I mean, like
Yeah, it's
when you're
definitely
outside
harder
of
for me
state.
to sell tickets there.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's kind of cool that I was seeing like the link bios to where they can use the link.
Yeah, we
But
got
like you
the
said, that's not.
our affiliate links.
Yeah, it's not your hometown to where you know everybody here. You do know a lot of people here, but then at the same time, it's like you're not gonna have a lot of people traveling with you or from where you're at to come watch because
I mean, I
it's expensive.
I mean, I did this last fight. I did have quite a bit of people just come up from Southeast Idaho and stuff. But a couple of them didn't need tickets because they were my corners.
Yep.
Uh, and then the other ones freaking drove up, but that wasn't enough for me to actually hit a certain uh price range, because you have to hit a certain amount
Yep.
of ticket sales before you actually start making commission. But
So we just got to cross our fingers and hope Ryan Hall can keep scheduling fights in Montana, get it to where we can make sure they come back again, so that way we can and like our best hope is.
they'll be back, dude. I mean, they'll be back this time. The last show they held there, it was half the fucking event center, dude.
Mm-hmm.
This time they opened up the whole event center, dude, and it was packed.
See?
Yeah, I mean, it's Montana's supposed to sell out like sellout shows. I mean, Montana's a fight state, dude. Every show is gonna be a sellout. I think that's one of the problems might be is like, I mean, the event centers are small,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, they're getting packed, but the event centers are kind of small compared to like some of the other event centers that they're fighting in,
They're huge.
and they're fighting in other ones that have like smaller, like 7,200, like the Tampa
Yeah.
fucking fairgrounds that I fought at. Like,
That was
that
like
was a
four.
big event.
Or was it
No, it
four?
was big.
Yeah.
It was bigger than the four arenas
That's how
or the
Wichita
four
was
seasons.
too. That place was huge.
Yeah. Yeah, the First Bank Center in Denver. That thing's big too.
That'd be good. I kind of really want him to come back. It's kind of like one of those things when you got a state that finally introduces, another one of these great shows, a national, actual fastest growing sport in the world, coming up here, taking our fighters, showing that we have. And that was one thing about the card too, is like that I kind of noticed that some other people may have noticed too, is some of them weren't that great. Some of them were pretty quick. We had just a couple lopsided, matchups where some of the guys were just gonna fall over whether they liked it or not. The guy that fought
In
Braden,
this last card?
yeah, this is just last card. Like the one that Braden fought, that guy kind of fell down a little early. The guy that Leo fought kind of fell down like a lot early. It didn't look like they came in to really fight. It looked like they were kind of showing up for money, and that's gonna happen on every card. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to like disgrace our Montana.
Right, right.
I'm just saying like these are the cards I see all the time, and it sucks because if we would have just got different people and had really crazy fights, we could have like almost sealed and dealed that deal that they're gonna come back. You know what I mean? And it's not any of the
Right.
fighters' problems. You know what I mean? It's just the few that showed up that weren't being prepared, that weren't ready. And you saw that in some of those guys. They took a few punches, they threw a few punches, and then they just looked for the first way out. And that sucks. I really wanted to see some like just absolute showcasing. Like yours wasn't a
I
one-sided
mean,
fallout. That's what I liked about your
honestly,
fight is you actually tagged him and hurt him. Because we've seen
yeah,
him go
yeah,
far.
yeah, 100%. Honestly, I do wish ours went more than one round. I mean, I planned for more than one round, dude. I mean, I was ready.
Yep.
Fucking obviously you could see I took a hit and I didn't fucking sit down, fucking nothing. I mean, he hit me, it didn't phase me too much like I did when Tierney got me because that's the knuckle went in my eye. Fucking when Dylan Schulte hit me because he almost knocked me the fuck out.
Mm-hmm.
Uh and Kai got me in the jaw. I mean that shit fucking and I was buckled up, like this on the fucking ropes.
Yep.
Um, and getting tagged, waiting for my fucking chance to come up, waiting for him to like slow down a little bit. And apparently I turned too far and they
Mm-hmm.
fucking stopped the fight, which whatever. I mean, you can see in the video I did turn, but I've seen it happen with every other in at least one event or one fight per event. The same shit happens
Yep.
and they don't stop the fight. But it is what it is. Fucking I'll work my way back up to Kai eventually. But
And that's one thing we both noticed is that one
well,
guy.
now he's got the belt, so I mean, I've got to say his name now. I mean, it's nothing personal against Kai because I fucking love Kai, but
Yeah.
fucking it is. He's got the belt.
Yep.
What would I be fighting for if I wasn't fighting for the belt? You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, those are the things that you got to set your goals to. Is you're not
Yeah,
just
yeah.
to be a
And now that
strong.
I'm 100% serious and invested in this, I mean,
Yep.
the belt is my goal.
Absolutely.
So,
That's everybody's goal. Should be. You know,
uh,
collect a little check and wait for the next one. No, it's building your way up that ladder to get to that title. You know,
fucking A.
and you got a guy that you've already fought that has the title. You know.
Yeah, I've got to go. I've actually got to go through three guys that I fought.
Okay.
They're all three up above me right now. Dylan Schulte, Kai Stewart, and Louis Lopez.
Yep.
Fucking, but I ain't scared. I'll fight them all again, no matter what. Even if it fucking wasn't for a belt. Even if that's like, hey, you don't have a chance for a belt, but you want to fight this guy. Fucking hey, dude, throw me in there again.
Absolutely.
I don't give a shit. I ain't losing this time though.
Nope.
Not fucking happening.
And if you look at that, like you have a pretty good chance at like Dylan Schulte right now. That'd be a good fight. That'd be a good lineup. He's kind of a thoroughbred wrestler, but had decent hands. Did really well in his BK. Like I was impressed. I really was impressed with
Yeah, yeah, no,
his movement.
me too, dude. That's the closest I ever fucking been to being knocked out was getting hit by him, dude.
Yeah.
Fucking, he gave me my first ever, like, first stitches in a fucking fight, like, whether it be MMA or bare knuckle.
Yep.
Fucking, that was my first set of fucking stitches from getting punched in the face. And he almost knocked me the fuck out, dude. Like, literally, I was sitting up against the fucking ropes, thinking I'm laying on my back.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I was fucked off, dude.
I know
Like,
that.
what the
Yeah.
fuck just happened, dude?
I've been there a few
And
times.
yeah,
I know exactly what you're talking about. That like wah 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 sound where you just don't know if you're really there at the moment. Yeah, those are rough,
yeah,
man.
it was it was crazy, but it is what it is. I'll fight him again,
Cool.
again, but I hope he doesn't expect me to not get up this time.
Right. Exactly. I mean, you just
And
want
I
to.
actually learned how to, and I actually learned how to protect myself a little bit.
Yep.
My hands might be down here, dude, but I can fucking move. You can see it. Uh, I'll make the freaking little video clip of it. I'm making it. Um, but you can see this punch that I like. I have my hands down, and I knew he was gonna throw a freaking right, so I just kind of rolled with it. Boom.
Yep.
I got threw my hand up, bam, fucking punched him right in his face, dude, and then that was like right before I got the knockdown. That very first knockdown.
And I think one thing
Freaking
you adventuring and going out and getting a little bit more knowledge from these other gyms, especially like Puerto Rico, is working on that clench a little bit, because you would have put him out really quick in that fight.
no, 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 no,
Your clinch was really
no.
tight.
I used it. I used it twice.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't say straight the clinch, but in the very beginning when I first hit him, and then he started chasing him around the ring, you can see I come up as I'm chasing him. I put my hand on the back of his head, and I'm holding his head down, and I get him with I think like 3 or 4 uppercuts right there.
Yeah.
And then um, the second knockdown, the KO knockdown, you can actually see it. I put my hand on the back of his head and I hit him with that uppercut that puts him down. I actually got like the photographer got like a phenomenal picture of it, dude. I got my hand on the back of his head, dude, doing that left hand uppercut, dude, that took him out.
Yeah, and I think
Like,
once you get the curl and hold, being able to position, on that side of that neck, and that's one thing, like you're saying, is like you're working in a gym that's not fluent with bare knuckle yet. They're
right. So
learning
you
boxing
can't
with
do
some of the
that, you know?
basics. Yeah, and once you get really to like an actual bare knuckle gym, that's really gonna improve you. It's gonna be a crazy transition for you. You really can't
Yeah.
break this time. They'll probably wingy away from keeping your hands down a little higher hands.
Yeah, no,
You know,
hands up,
there'll be
yeah,
moments where you drop your hands to feed him in, to use it as a as a way to provoke your fighter to come in, but not to do it consistently. Just more body
yeah,
control.
no. I mean, you could see, I'd put my hand up there a little bit. You could see it, but I was definitely a little overly confident.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing
Uh,
was being confident showed a lot more out of you. You know what I mean? Because your last few fights were, and not to say all of them, but your first couple, especially first, you can tell you're a little nervous. You know what I mean? We all are. Every time
yeah.
we
Well,
enter a
with
ring,
the Kai fight, I was definitely a little nervous just because I fought him fucking what 7 months beforehand, 8 months beforehand in MMA. I mean, yeah, I definitely felt like I had a little bit better of a chance, knowing that he couldn't take me to the ground. But yeah, no, I was definitely still a little nervous with him. And yeah, and Dylan Schulte, bro, like
yeah, they are.
I watched him fight multiple times before, and yeah, I was fucking definitely nervous, and rightfully fucking so. Fucking, and I was like going pro. I wasn't ever even sure I ever wanted to even go pro. That's why I had so many amateur fights,
Mhm.
'cause going pro really wasn't what I want to do. I just did this for fun. Yeah, I probably should have went pro, and even if I was to fucking flop my record and just go for the money,
Well, a lot of that was
I would have at least made the money doing it,
like
you
you said,
know.
you were coming in unprepared, not really training, just loving to fight, coming in, doing them.
Yeah.
That makes your nerves go way up. I could tell that you didn't have those same nerves this fight. You were training, you were
Oh
coming
yeah.
in, your mind was really there. I could see it from the stare down to the point where you guys toed the line and were ready. You know what I mean? Like you looked confident. That was a great thing to see. That's what you needed.
Yeah.
It's just that confidence to come in here and to make a point of destruction, and that's what you showed. And so now, like you said, now on to the next one. That'll be something that you'll be able to carry again. Just fulfill the
Yeah.
training, get right into mindset. You got a long future ahead of you. You just gotta keep. So how old are you right now again?
34.
34. So I mean, you still got a lot of years that you can still put in the work.
Shit.
This is
40,
fast forward.
45, 45 at least, bro. Chuck
Yeah.
Liddell Chuck Liddell retired at 45. So, I mean, I could at least make it to 45. So that's still 11 years, bro. Because I literally just turned 34 back in April, dude. So,
I used to say 45 too, and I hit 38. And I was like, I'm done. Bobby hates me.
well, now I actually happen to stumble upon being brought into the BKFC, dude. So, I mean, I'm on a good stage now. I feel like I could
Yeah.
do it. I mean, if I was still fighting around, with fucking Fusion, in like the smaller leagues, I probably would be done completely with MMA uh, and bare knuckle. I'd probably venture off into boxing now that I'm training.
Yep.
I'd probably slow down and just venture off into boxing, probably before 45, unless I'm still doing great.
And that's the thing too is like that's what I really see with bare knuckle. I think like it's more of like the older sport, because I mean it's kind of a sport that's taken in it's getting younger guys in there. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying like
Yeah, no,
you
I
can
mean,
tell that the older ones can put in
BKFC
the
just
work. We're not getting slammed on your arms and having your arms put in an arm bar and broken. MMA breaks that
wrestling around with fucking little kids and shit. Yeah.
stuff. It's gonna be a new thing, man. I can't wait to see like,
Fuck yeah.
especially bare knuckle as it grows because MMA like if I would have done so many MMA fights, I know my body would be better conditioned. I'd still be able to do some of these like bare knuckle events. I would definitely want to jump on board because this is more exciting to me. And it's not me worried about taking a leg kick and screwing on my knee again, or getting another arm bar
Right.
where my
But
elbow's
not saying that you can't. It's not saying that you can't fuck up your legs in this, because what's her name? Fucking was it Crystal Pittman that broke her leg?
Yeah, 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 but it was like I thought it was knee, right? Just twisted her knee.
No, she like broke her fucking leg She like twisted her fucking
That's
foot
right. That's
straight
right. Yeah,
again.
that's right.
Was that Crystal Pittman, right?
I'm trying to remember too.
Yeah, well, whoever it was, they were fucking. Yeah, no, that shit was gnarly, dude. And she like tried to twist it back and then stand up on it
Yep.
and continue fucking fighting. No, I was like, what? No, fucking A, dude.
I know. The old Connor
I would
effect.
be like, nope, fuck no. Well,
Yeah,
shit out of luck, dude. Fight's done.
oh, I just
You know?
I remember like when I was young too, just getting like I've had my knee completely torn, from Anamimoff, and I still kept fighting like an idiot. You know what I mean? Like I've had arm
Yeah.
bars put on me where I didn't want to tap, and I've had my dislocated, you know, elbows and stuff like that. So when I see the bare knuckle, I see that the cuts are going to be more of a majority thing. You're going to see the broken hands are going to see, but those are normal things that you see in MMA too. So it's not like
Yeah.
you're taking the best of the world. And like you said, it's very rare that we're going to see a broken leg. It's going to be very rare that you're really going to see a broken arm. Maybe an overextension of a punch and maybe you just got caught or something like that. It could happen. Don't get me wrong. But it's
Yeah.
more of the eyes, the orbitals, the nose, the mouth cups. That's where you see it at. And what people don't understand, and the few people I've talked to, that they're like, oh my god, bare knuckle, it's gonna really screw you up really quick, and it's like, no, 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 no. They learn how to pull their punches a little bit more. They're not fully extending every punch like you would in MMA because you're always gunning for a knockout. In bare knuckle, you're looking to make contact. Because all it takes is a
Yeah.
half thrown punch to get a cut. You know, or to break it
Yeah,
up.
I definitely wasn't throwing full blown. Like after my fight with Alex Tierney, I busted my fucking knuckle. Now I got that boxer knuckle. Fucking, I like learned to hold my punches back
Yeah.
fucking a little bit, dude. So like, I mean, I was swinging hard at Coda, but I wasn't swinging like as hard as I can. Dude. I didn't want to break my hand again, dude. Fucking
That's because it weighs on your brain, right?
whatnot.
It's like I don't want to break my hand. I don't want to throw too hard and ruin my chances
Yeah,
of being able to throw 10 more punches after.
right. Yeah, I still got to fight the rest of the fucking fight, dude. You know, I don't want to continue trying to fucking throw in a punch with a broken hand, especially my hardest hitting hand.
Did you get another floor mat to match your wall? Did you get another one from the Great Falls one or what?
No, I didn't. No,
He's got the
I've had all
Denver.
those ones. My newest one is the lower one right here on the bottom in the middle.
Yep.
That's from the Denver card. And then there's actually a little one right there
Oh, okay. Yep.
on my little set of rack right there, the little antlers. There's a little one, but it matches the big one underneath it.
Those things away. Like if you're fast enough and you're one of the first fighters to get out there and be like, hey, can I get the floor mat? They're
Yeah,
usually really cool about it. I did notice that. That was always kind of a cool thing. And cause if you get online, they're pretty expensive to be honest. Like that's
yeah, 100%.
buy merchandise from your own, fight
Yeah,
place.
fucking 100%. Yeah, no, I got those two from Denver for free, actually from the owner that makes them. Freaking seen him at the after party and shit. Yeah, and he's like, "Yo, dude, you fucking want some of these? You're a fighter, right?" And I was like, "Yeah, dude, fucking." Which is cool. He even fucking recognized me outside of fighting because I definitely didn't fight on the Denver card. I'm not special enough, you know. But yeah, he definitely noticed me and gave them to me. Fucking dope.
Oh yeah. And so now with this Kill Eagle, so you don't know yet. So we don't know really a date on that. So it's hard to kind of announce you a date yet. But
Well, I mean, there's a date set, like,
it's that good.
uh, yeah, for July 8th. But if we can't get a commission to commission the fights, I can't fight on it.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Can't sanction you because
so
you never know when the BK is gonna call you again.
yeah, I mean, I'll definitely get a suspension. I mean, and it's from the day I fight. There's a 60-day suspension with BKFC, uh, and that just depends on every state.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's true.
you know.
Every state. So
That
do they
depends
put
on where I
any
go.
type of hold on you at all right now? You know, just your little like that you had doesn't look like it's severe enough for them to put any type of
No,
suspension on you. That's good. Great. That's
no,
good.
no suspension right now, and that's why I was willing to take this fight. It gave me a month. This thing we healed it. This is already looking 1,000 times better than it did yesterday. Yesterday it was still like completely black circle. The only thing that wasn't black was I had a little line that kind of cut through where my eye folds right there. But yeah, it looks great.
It doesn't look like
So,
it. You know, I mean, it doesn't look like it's actually bad at all. You healed really super fast, so I wouldn't see.
I'll send you a picture. Can I send pictures on this fucking thing? Oh, I sure can.
Is it the one that you posted of the night of the fight? That one looked, or I think it was the day after, and you were hanging out with somebody. Because the picture I saw with your eye, pretty, you know, it was solid and pretty rough.